Good morning. It is currently 6:58, and usually this is the hardest part of my day, is getting up and getting active. So yeah, gotta get my son ready for school, gotta get my butt dressed. Like, I got so many ideas of where to go today. So hopefully, I can, God will lead me in one direction down one avenue and not multiple, So first thing first, I'm about to brush these teeth. The toothpaste that I use is Crest Whitening Radiant Matte 3D Whitening. This is a sample. So I recently, you hear this alarm going off, you're like, hold up, you got an alarm set for it's time to get up. Okay. But I ran out my anytime I run out of toothpaste, I go ahead and get like little samples. You get samples from grocery stores for $1 just to see what type of toothpaste I would want to use next. So far, I think I'm gonna keep this one. This is temporary. Most likely, and go for a different toothpaste. So, I just got confused. All right, so face routine, I use my soap, but before I use my soap, I go ahead and spray. Look at my face spray. This is the face spray I was talking about, but this is one of my face sprays. My face spray mix, it burns like crazy. And then I go in with my soap on top of it. Go ahead and wash this off. Okay, so next I go in with my body spray. So this is my body spray. And I use this because I don't have to use no lotion afterwards, nothing. It's all mixed together. All mixed together. Sensitive skin products right here. So I have to use my own products. And I just spray all over my body. So, next is my hairspray. This is my hairspray mix. Again, all sensitive products except my face one. My face one, it's not so much of a sensitive product, just because I have oily skin. So the fact that I have oily skin, I have to have some type of harsh product in there to kind of really get into my pores and, clean the way it should be. See how oily my body spray is? Don't have to use no lotion or anything afterwards. So again, this is my hairspray. Just go in and spray that down. So the face product is more for oily skin. You have oily skin problems, but since it's coming to the winter season, I am going to have to slow down on that product, because in the summer, that's perfect for the summer, because the summer my skin is really oily, but for the winter my face is really dry. So I'm gonna have to switch and do something else. Maybe just use the soap by itself, but at the same time, I don't know, I got used to not only using soap. So, but this is a really, nourishing soap by itself. But yeah, I'm gonna slow down the face spray until the winter breaks in. I'm gonna have to find something, that I actually like. I actually want to get an organic soap. Not that soap, but more so of an organic soap. So after I go in with my spray, I go in with some Hair Scout Biotin Castor Oil. Again, I said I use this because I had recently dyed my hair. So, because dyeing your hair or bleaching your hair strips your hair of a lot of chemicals. Castor oil or biotin is the best products to use. It's good vitamins for the hair, and yeah, it's just moisture, and that's what you're going to need whenever you dye your hair or anything. So you use this all the way up until it runs out, and you don't use it again until you decide to dye your hair or bleach your hair again. So yeah. Okay, let's rub that on my hair. Let's put on my lipstick real quick before I get into this next product. I forgot where I got this lipstick from, but I like it. I like it a lot. It's gonna be hard to find it again. So getting into these eyelashes, then we'll get to the last product that I use for the morning time. But y'all, it is Friday. Thank God it's Friday. What's y'all plans for the weekend? I have no plans for the weekend. I just take the days as they come. If something comes up this weekend, and perfect. I do have to check my schedule, because I believe next week is my son's no, that's not so. I don't think that's till next month. That's why I check my calendar, because I got a doctor's appointment coming up. My son got a doctor's appointment coming up. Dentist. I called to schedule a dentist appointment. It's like a family dentist. So they check my son's teeth. They check my teeth. I called them, and because it's you call and you schedule. So that's how you schedule, when you call in instead of going up there. And when I tell you that lady had me on hold for over 30 minutes, and then I wound up hanging up, I'm like, okay, at this point, I know she ain't about to pick this call back up. Because she's like, could you hold on a minute? Because I want to get my son a dentist appointment, and she never even picked up the phone. Like, she never clicked back over, if she even clicked over in the first place. That's how petty people is. It makes me sick. But yeah. So, I didn't get his dentist appointment scheduled that day because of her. So I actually got to find my other pack. So I have 2 packs. Well, I have 6. So I lost my other 2. I only wore 1 of this pack. So, no, I wore 3. No. I wore 2. So I wore 2, and I got 3. I got 2 more somewhere around here, but these were 6 packs for $5. They ain't the expensive kind, but you know what? The cheap ones is just as good as the expensive kind. Maybe even better because you know how the expensive material, the strand of the eyelash breaks. Like if you pull too hard, it rip. These don't rip. That's why I like these. So it is impossible to rip those lashes. So now we have to get into the last product of the day that I use, of the morning that I use. Then I'm gonna have to go because I have to get my son ready for school. Thank y'all for tuning in, coming to this video, and watching me while I get ready for this morning because truly without y'all, I don't know that I'm pretty sure I can do it, but at the same time, it's just like this makes it, everything move faster for me for some reason. Okay, so for my edges, I use the Aqua Hair Wax, and I love this because it's actually made with water. And any product with water is just so soothing. It just calms your nerves, and you're like, okay, water. Well, so I love all products with water. So yeah, remember being told, it was like, you gotta drink a lot of water, and then later on in life, it was like, well, if you drink too much water, too much of anything, it's like, which one, like what? Too much water? What? You can actually drink too much water. I remember watching this short. No, it was actually a whole video. I watched this whole video, and it was about, no, it was a short. They used to freaking inject cow milk into humans' blood because they said it helped with some type of disease. They injected it into the veins. I'm like, okay, back then I'm convinced y'all were kind of off. Because for one, like they didn't get the concept. They must not get the concept, that you drink milk, you get the nutrients and stuff like that. But it's just like they was thinking a little bit too deep. Like it ain't that deep. So they injected cow milk into these people's veins. And later on, they started having seizures. And all of it was like congested because you're putting cow milk in my veins. Some stuff just makes you just like, what will make you think? Just like I think about taking Einstein's brain out of his skull, and instead of cremating his everything like he was supposed to, he took stole the brain out of his skull to see why he was so smart and where the intelligence or where his potential came from, like how was he so where did he get his genius from? Yeah, I mean, with curiosity, you got to start somewhere, and that's where they started. These things that they was doing back then. I understand why y'all didn't live long. I understand. So yeah. That is my morning routine. All I have now to do is get dressed and get out of the door. That's another hard part for me because when it's cold, it's instantly hopeless because, all inspiration goes out the window because it's too cold out there. And I just don't, I can't see myself walking out that door. And that's another thing. When you don't see yourself walking out your door, you don't see yourself doing something, you're not going to do it. But that's me. I don't see myself walking out that door. Honestly, truthfully, period. I don't see myself walking out that door. And this is why I need help. So yeah, I'll talk to y'all later. Gotta get him dressed, and yeah, that's my morning routine. And like, comment, subscribe, be notified, share, tell them for real, show you here. Bye. That's another thing I'd say. I was just sitting here thinking, just because you get locks, it doesn't mean your hair will grow the way you want it to grow. I was always told, from what I know, every time I got my hair done, my back was always the lock. My back grows slower than my front. So that's exactly how my locks are growing. They're growing. My back is slowly growing, and then my front is growing longer than my back. So yeah, I was just looking at this one girl's locks, and her locks so even all over her head. Well, not really even, but her back is long and stuff like that. So it's like I said, it's all about genetics, and that's the thing about us. If you remember, your hair grows according to your genetics. So some people's hair grow faster in the front. Some people's hair grow slower in the front. Some people their hair grow fast and long on the side. Some people's hair grow slower and shorter on the other side. On one side, it's always an imbalance, and like I said, when I grew up, me growing up, I always dealt with it, Every time my hair got longer, my back got shorter. I don't know, I always had that kitchen in the back. And once I got that kitchen in the back, I don't care how long my hair is, I'm feeling some type of way. So yeah, but that's all I'm going to say. I will talk to y'all next time. Bye. How does rabbit taste? How does rabbit taste?
You eat rabbits?
Mm.
Oh, I never tasted
Oh, you never tasted
No,
rabbit?
the old generation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my country. No way I eat rabbits. But I know my mom and the her generation. Even in my country, they still do eat rabbits. Yeah, yeah. But here I don't trust them. I'm scared they're gonna be cat. But we only deal with lamb. Yeah, we deal with lamb. No, you have to know how to cook it. Yeah, because we're used to it. Yeah. Lamb need garlic. Yeah. Yes, good. Oh, yes, yes. Yeah. Yes. Now, if you want to cook lamb, you have to smash garlic, olive oil, and a little bit of vinegar. Vinegar, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. Yeah, watch out. I like the lamb fat. I think I like it.
I've had it. It's good. You don't like it? Oh, cooking or eating it? Oh.
Yeah, then
So, I just had this style. I didn't like it. This is definitely a waste of hair. I really don't care at this point because obviously I just feel like I'm not getting what I want right now. And um every time I go through this, I feel like it's more so of a phase. It can be a phase. I think it is a phase. It's just like um I don't know, because I wanted to try something. Well, I wanted to try an old hairstyle that I liked before, but my hair ain't giving. My hair is not my hair is like no, and um I don't know. It's just it was comfortable, but at the same time, it's just like it felt like I was on the outside telling myself no, or maybe I just liked it. I felt comfortable, but lately insecurity has been getting the best of me, and I've been feeling really, really insecure. Um, I've gained weight, and I'm just not, I want to do something about it, but at the same time, it's like I can't do nothing about it. I can do something about it, but it's just like I can't do nothing about it. If you get my drift or you see where I'm coming from, it's kind of like that. It's just like mentally, I can't do nothing about it. Physically, I can do something about it, but my mental just gets in the way of the physical, and it's just like I'm exhausted when I think about it, or I just know how physical, like, fitness makes me feel, you know. And I had this conversation with my boyfriend because he wanted me to go to the gym and stuff like that, but well, he be like, because I was really really depressed yesterday, and he was like, well, that a lot of that has to do with you working out and stuff like that, and I'm just like, well, I got my experience working out, in the gym and stuff like that. I have my experience of exercising. But you know what? It doesn't make me feel good. And I'm being honest about it because I don't know how y'all do it. I guess y'all just, like I said, it goes hand in hand with the conditioned mindset. Because I'm just, I'm in a way where exercising, I used to really believe that, but that was at the time, at that time I had means to do it. I went out there and I started exercising and stuff, and but the whole time, that's the thing, I did not feel good about exercising. I did not feel good. I did it, and it's like I was trying to train my mind to see that mentally this is going to help me. It did not help me. Mentally, it did not help me. Yeah, mentally, it did not help me. Physically, I'm trying to see the results. Mentally, I'm not really trying to see the results. But it's just like I was sitting there and I was, exercising, but at the same time, it just made me mentally depressed. You know, it's like training your mind to go the extra mile. That's all exercising is do. Exercising is training you to go the extra mile, training you on what it feels like to endure that pressure, to take on that pressure. You know, it's training you to endure that breakdown. You know how you kind of just go into like a thing of self-destruction, and it's enduring you to take that on. I mean, it's preparing you to take that on. It's preparing you to take on. It's preparing you for those times when you break down. You're being broken down. That's all it's doing. If you really think about it, like, I don't know, but like I said, exercising is just like exercising those demons out of you. You know that saying, exercising those demons out of you. That's what it is. You know. In other words, exercising those angels out of you. That's what it is. And I don't know. That's how I see working out and stuff like that. Because, like I said, when I don't see results, I'm not going to keep going and keep going and keep going until I see results. It's like I have been told before. Yeah, I've seen other people see results, but it's like that's not what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for other people to see results. I'm looking to see the results for myself. If I can't see the results for myself, I'm not dependent on your judgment. That's not what we're here for, and that's not what I'm doing. That's not what I'm doing it for. No, I have to experience the results for myself. I have to experience. Okay, so if this is mentally making me if this mentally has an impact on me, man, I'm gonna do it. Period. Point blank. But it had no impact on me mentally. It had no impact on me physically. So it's just like I'm there, but what am I doing it for? You know, it's like you're there trying to believe what's happening, but you're not seeing results. The same thing, you're there, just like in the Bible. We're gonna go back to the Bible. They didn't see what happened in they didn't see the nails. Well, they didn't see the experience Jesus went through, but they see the nails, and therefore, they believed just because they didn't see, just because they seen the holes in his hands. But you know, and it's just like I gotta see it to believe it. At this point, and I didn't see those. I didn't see me. I didn't see my results in the gym at all, at all. And I was working. I was putting in that work. I was doing everything that I had to do. But eventually, like I said, it's always about later down the line when it comes to the gym. Oh yeah, later down the line, you'll see the results. You'll see the results. I'm like, I'm not seeing the results. And if it has a negative effect on me mentally, then I'm not going to keep going regardless. You eventually, I'm pretty sure, you know, if we do keep going, or we do keep exercising, eventually, yes, obviously you're going to, that's going to affect you somehow, some way in your body. You know, you're going to lose some type of muscle, you're going to gain muscle, this and that and the third. You know, obviously, I'm not talking about, obviously, if you keep going and you keep going and you keep going, eventually it's going to happen. Yeah, I'm not questioning that. I'm just saying mentally, I'm not feeling it. So if mentally I'm not feeling it, I'm not going to pursue it. And that's just what it is. That's what it is for me, you know? But everybody's not the same. And that's where we are all different. We're all different in that way because, like I said, it's a lot of people that's doing it. They ain't got no problem exercising this, that, and they're like, they doing it. But I can basically speak for a lot of people that y'all talk about. Y'all be like, oh yeah, you lazy. You ain't getting fit. You know, if you don't care about your body, then, you know, you don't care about yourself. I've never been a one to bash anybody about going to work out, you know, but that's the thing. Getting on the treadmill, all that other stuff. It's not about laziness. And I'm gonna tell y'all that. It's not about laziness. It's about mental health and self-awareness. It's not that these people is lazy. It's not that these people don't want to do it. It's that they can't do it. You know, they don't want to do it because they can't do it. Something is preventing them from doing it. And they've experienced what it is that's, you know, they're self-aware to the point where they're not doing it for a reason. Y'all doing it because y'all just, I guess y'all been in the game so long to the point where it's not affecting y'all the same way as those who are actually self-aware. It's not affecting y'all the same way. You know, y'all still on autopilot. Y'all still doing what y'all got to do. Y'all still living that I can't think of the word, but y'all still living that life. You know, y'all haven't evolved. Y'all are still stuck in that mindset. I gotta keep doing this. I gotta keep doing this. You know, y'all dependent on those machines. Y'all dependent on that treadmill. Y'all dependent on those weights and stuff like that. Y'all dependent on that exercise to do what y'all need to do. But that's the thing. I feel like y'all are addicted. Y'all have a problem. Y'all have a problem because you're doing it and you're not satisfied. Y'all not satisfied. It's like y'all gotta keep going and keep going. You seeing plenty of results. Everybody's seeing results to the point where, you know, it's no question that you exercise. It's no question that you're fit, but you have no goal. You have reached your goal. You're good. And when you're at that point, boom, you maintain that figure. You know, it's a point to go, but then it's a period too. It's a stop sign too. It's a red light. Y'all don't see that red light. Y'all just on go and on go and on go. It's like y'all, you know, it's y'all don't stop even when y'all see the results. Y'all see the results, but y'all not stopping. Why? If y'all have maintained, y'all have gotten to the finish line, y'all achieved y'all goal, but y'all not stopping. There's people out there, you know, they exercise and they got their muscles, they got their abs, they got everything they want, and they still going to the point where you looking like the Hulk. You looking like you you looking like, yeah, basically you looking like the Hulk, you know, but you're not stopping there. You looking like the Rock, but you're not stopping there. Y'all seen fast, what is it called? Fantastic Four? The guy with the rock. I'm not talking about the rock, but I'm talking about the actual the Fantastic Four guy that was a rock. He was actually a rock. You know, y'all looking like that, but y'all still not stopping. I feel like that's a problem of its own. You know, just like somebody going and getting treated for medicine, they going to the doctor, they going to the psychiatrist, they going, you know, to these places to seek help and seek mental health, you know, seek help in mental health. The gym, the fitness center, is a facility of its own. Is a mental health facility of its own. Those people right there got the most problems, you know, because I've been there. I've done that. I may not have been as consistent as you, but something is telling me to stop while you're stuck on go. You know, it's not them with the problem, it's you. And I can go deeper and deeper and deeper on that topic because a lot of people start working out for a certain reason. That's why I feel like it's more so in the energy, it's in the environment. I'm not aligning with that environment for a certain reason. I'm not. As soon as I go up in there, I feel insecure. Even if I set my intention, oh yeah, I'm coming in here because, you know, it's for my mental health. I'm coming in here because, you know, I want to, usually I'm feeling good. That's the thing. When I go in there, I'm feeling good already. I'm feeling confident. Ain't nothing wrong with me. And I go in there, I start working out, and all of that collapses. It's like I dropped my confidence. I dropped everything that I built inside of me, and I'm filled with all of these insecurities. I wasn't looking at my stomach before, now I'm looking at my stomach. I wasn't looking at my arms before, now I'm looking at my arms. I wasn't looking at my butt or my chest or anything before, now I'm looking at all these areas and I'm wondering, you know, I'll go in whole and I walk out broken. And I feel like all of my confidence has just been stripped of me to everybody around me that was broken in those areas. You need a leg. I got a leg for you. You got an ear. You need an ear. I got an ear for you. You need a nose. I got a nose for you. You need some eyes. I got some eyes for you. You need some hands. I got some hands for you. You know. And I walk out with nothing while everybody then got oh yeah, my confidence in those areas that they were lacking. Somebody wasn't feeling good about their legs. Now they feel good about their legs because I walked in there because I was confident in all of my areas. You know, they wasn't feeling good about their stomach. They feel good. They feeling good about their stomach because I was confident. It's all about. I feel like their mind. I was stripped of my mind when I walked in there because I was confident in myself, who I was. It's like they got those pieces of my mind. Now they seeing what was there all along, but they never seen it before until I walked in there. I walked in there, now they seeing what was there. Oh, I'm feeling good. I do got, there's nothing wrong here. But that has been what it's always been. It takes for another person to change your perception. And that's what I feel like every time I walk in here, I lose my perception. And whoever found it, found it. It's my loss at the end of the day. So yeah, it's just like I can't be convinced of going to the gym. My psychiatrist is always trying to convince me. If my psychiatrist can't convince me, what makes you think you gonna convince me to walk up in that gym? Be in that gym? Because when I go in that gym, I'm only going there for one thing only. And that is to enjoy myself. That's all it is. You know, because I just don't have and there's no benefits to it. It's not benefiting me at all. And I've noticed that. No matter what you say, no matter what you say, by the end of the day, we are different. You know, by the end of the day, it's not the same for you. I mean, for me as it is for you. And we just went through why that is. I don't walk in there like I'm the problem. Y'all walk in there already with that mindset. I'm the problem. I'm a problem. I'm a problem. You think I want to go into an environment like that? Heck no. If anything, I'm going to walk into a yoga class. I'm going to walk into a yoga class. Send me to a yoga class. Stop talking about the gym. When it comes to my psychiatrist and stuff, send me to a yoga class. Don't send me to a gym. Give me the resources, give me the means, and I'll go. That's what y'all need. That's what they need to start doing for real. Here, this place has a yoga class. I want you to go here. Here is, the way in. Whatever that is, the card, the number, whatever you need to get in there. Here is a means of getting into this place, and I want you to go here. Boom. Okay, I'll go there. I'll check it out. I'll see what they about. I'll see if they really help me. But don't give me resources that I have already done. I've been there, and when I tell you it's not helping me, you're still trying to convince me to keep going and to see and experience what I've already been through, just so that I can see it from your standpoint. But I've already had my experience. Why would I go in there and pretend and fake it? That's what it is. That's faking it till you make it. Literally. And I don't play pretend. I'm sorry. I don't. That's just not me. So I am going to this. My mom's birthday is today, and they are having a seafood boil. So I am going there. I did bring it to my. Well, I was talking. Well, I wanted my. I can't get off the words. So my niece isn't going to be there, and I wanted, so my son's gonna be the only kid there, and it turns out that my niece is going to my brother's baby mom's house. Well, that's her daughter, obviously. Okay, so my niece is going with her mom, and sometimes sometimes my brother's baby mom be having my daughter as well because, she want to play with her cousins and whatnot. But I literally got into it with her because, well, I didn't get into her, but I'm pretty sure she felt my wrath. She felt where I was coming from because I've have heard plenty of times, numerous times, she's drinking and this and that and the third. She's not watching the kids. I have witnessed this for myself, sometimes, her drinking, but I haven't witnessed her, well, I kind of have because, through the mouths of her kids, she's there, she's, you know, being seen of how she take care of them and this and that and the third. So, um, she lets the kids do whatever they want to, you know, and the fact that she's drinking, but at the same time, she's my niece is constantly being, bashed, not, bashed in a way of hit on or anything, but bashed, like emotionally abused because of her alcohol problem. So I told, we stopped it. I told my mom, don't, allow her to go over there anymore. She told my daughter's dad the same thing. And, I come to find out when I was there last time, it slipped out her mouth that she's going to get my daughter this weekend so they can go to the movie and this and that and third. And I'm like, hold up. Didn't we just handle this? Like, why is she saying that she's going to get my daughter? But I just told y'all not to allow her to go over there no more. And I thought we was all on the same page, but what's coming out her mouth is obviously she's still getting my daughter or something like that. And I'm like, no, that's not going to happen. So that kind of just pissed me off. But so the fact that my niece was going to be there, um, I went ahead and I was like, well, while um, I was like, well, he can go over there with them because he likes playing with my niece and, while for this short amount of time. Um, so that we can, have the seafood boil and this and that and the third, for her birthday. And, she said they going to the mall, she getting her ears pierced today. And I was just like, okay, that my son can go with them. But so I was gonna call her, but at the same time I didn't because I know how much my son likes seafood. So I'm just like, actually, he can stay with us, because he like lobsters and he love his seafood. So I wound up saying that he can stay. I want to change my mind about it, not for the fact that she drank. That's the thing, you know. That's the thing about me. I don't judge you, regardless. I don't judge you. It's just when I see what's going on with your kids, and then and I'm I'm the type where I'm in a conditioned mindset about motherhood. You know, but that's the thing. As mothers, that's our conditioned mindset. That's where we struggle. Like I said, everybody has their problem and their problem in their role in this life. They have a problem. They're conditioned to go to the gym for their insecurities. As mothers, we're conditioned to not allow certain influences over our children. You know, so that's just what it is. And I felt a certain way when her son said he sells vapes. And that kind of triggered me. I'm like, if your son is selling vapes, what makes you think that he's not vaping? And I don't want my daughter to vape. I literally had a dream one time that my daughter was vaping, and I broke down in tears because I was not there to prevent that from happening. So that's my struggle. That's my problem. As a mother, I don't know if it's a problem. It may not be a problem, but it's just like I need to be in my daughter's life more. But it's something that's kind of just interfering with me doing that. My daughter was just here in Akron. She just moved. Now she's in Birmingham. He's moving, and I don't know what for, but it's just like I'm. When you see something happening constantly, you don't question it because I'm here. I have another child as well. So just I have to be here, and I can't always focus there. But like I said, I trust my daughter's dad, and he loves his kids. I actually heard about them as well. He put an extra time on my daughter's hands. He's taking my daughter's time away from actually having fun and stuff like that. Like she's literally, and that's what I'm saying. Her going to my niece's mom's house could be her escape away from the responsibility, the burden that her dad has actually just placed on her shoulders. And she got a little brother now. So the fact that she has her little brother now is taken away from her time being a kid because now she has to watch her brother all the time. He's little. She's only 12. She's being put in a position of not just playing that big sister role, but playing that guardian role. So I'm like, okay, so she has to do her homework, she's going to school, and sometimes I hear that, You know, he's out late and she's the one watching the kids, watching her brother. Everybody else still in the house, but she's the only one watching her brother. And I'm like, okay, so she getting enough sleep to go to school the next day. No, this is taking time away from her. The fact that she has to watch her little brother. Her little brother, I don't know how old he is, probably 1, and she's put in a guardian position. So that's why I kind of don't want to judge the situation too much. But at the same time, this isn't sitting right with me. You know, I'm really concerned because, like I said, her kids could be vaping, and that can be introduced to my daughter. And if my daughter start vaping, I'm going to lose it because she's only 12 years old. I am going to break down. Like I said in that dream, I was breaking down. I didn't know what that dream was about until I just really, got down deep into it. And yeah, he could be influencing her to vape. I don't know what's going on. I'm so blindsided in all of these areas. And now I'm questioning. Now I'm getting concerned. It's just like, man, I don't do well being with blind folks in my life. I got a lot of blind folks in my life right now. People that's just not letting me see or be there to really see what's going on. And, it's like walking into a situation with a blindfold over your eyes every single time. And you yelling out, I can't see this. Can I be there to actually see what's going on so that I can have some type of clarity? And they're not giving me that clarity because they don't allow me the access to see, so it's just like, so yeah. So yeah, we supposed to be going to see Food Boil. And like I said, I changed my mind about him going over there. And that's the reason. Well, that's not the reason why. But like I said, he likes seafood boils. He likes seafood, so that's why he's not going to the mall with them. But at the same time, I would have to call her and ask her, and that's not. I already made up my mind before I even got to that point of having to call her. So yeah, I'm gonna finish taking down his hair, and I'll talk to y'all in a minute, or I will see y'all in a minute. I'm gonna take a picture of what I came up with and how it will be in my hair. So yeah.